Hey YouTubes, here's a little video that I took last week. I've been kind of apprehensive about putting it up just because of the poor quality of the video, but the message is, pretty strong. So basically, last week opener for Zone C, I had an opportunity at a little 5-point buck. We had him on camera. Take him if we see him. So after sitting all day Saturday, we saw nothing. No does, no bucks, no nothing. Just a lot of people. Which was pretty irritating for the most part, but that's public land for you. So Sunday morning, I was kind of apprehensive about getting back out there and probably just picking another spot, but I decided to go ahead and go for it and head back out to the same general area and pick a different tree, kind of get a better look at the area that I'm hunting. So I get out there, and sure enough, man, here comes this wild turkeys were going crazy all around me, and right around 7 o'clock this buck came in. And after not having any real opportunities through the season, I really rushed the shot. I had plenty of time. He didn't know where I was. I was pretty high up in a palm tree, so he never saw me. But after I released that first shot, I realized I had made a big mistake. I should have let him go ahead and get broadside, and it would have been a real easy kill shot right there. But he was courting towards me when I released, and looks like the arrow kind of bounced off his right side and dug into the ground. But he circled back. You'll see in the video, he kind of did a little circle, ran back towards where he came from, and then got back in front of me, but this time at 40 yards. I was able to go ahead and pick another shot off. At the time, he kind of had his head behind some palmettos, so I can see the most part of his body, pretty much from his neck back. So I went ahead and took a shot at 40 yards. I practice regularly at 60, 70 yards for those 40-yard shots. That's kind of my furthest, my outer limit for archery. But even that shot didn't go so great because my adrenaline is going at this point. Your heart's going at 100% and your mind's going even faster. So went ahead and released that one. I gave him about an hour before I even got down off my tree stand, but I felt terrible. I was in the dumps by the time he ran off. I was all torn up. Everything was going through my head. I knew it was a bad shot, so I start texting everybody, letting them know what's going on. And I finally went ahead and got down, and to my surprise, I found the first arrow was broken off. So I had hopes. I figured, oh, maybe it's broken off in the deer. So I go and I recover the other arrow, and the second arrow was loaded with guts. And pretty much loaded with poo and hair. So we decided to not go track them, go ahead and call in the dogs, which Mike Patton came out, and what a great dog. He picked it up. We ended up finding the buck, luckily. He actually didn't go very far. He only was about 20 yards from where I shot him in the opposite direction. So we probably would have never looked in that area just because of the way that the buck ran out of the area. So there was blood, a little bit of blood and poop on the palmettos. So basically, to make a long story short, make sure, no matter what size buck it is or doe or whatever it is, take your time, guys. I actually made a live video before even getting to that hunting area, and I told everybody the same thing. But after having the kind of season I've been having, usually I have a lot more opportunities at bucks by, my second or third hunt. I usually have something going on. But this season, I'm about 5 or 6 hunts in, and haven't had really anything that's that I could shoot come within range. So it's been kind of tough for me. I did take 2 hogs the week before this, but I'm more of a buck kind of guy looking for deer. So I still felt like I had the skunk on my back. Yeah, and then I made a big mistake and really rushed the shot. So, you know, you guys talk yourself down. Once your adrenaline starts going, give yourself a few minutes and talk yourself down. I really learned from this a lot. You know, even being, I was probably a solid 25, 30 feet up in the air. Even being that high, I still felt like the buck knew I was there. And you'll see in the video, once I grab my bow, he's kind of looking in my direction, but I mean, if you can even tell in the video, but he was looking in my direction and then kind of like continued eating and stuff. And he just started doing like what they normally do. You know, they just start eating around, and it looked like he was gonna walk towards me and then probably cut going up the trail, and I would have had a better shot. But luckily we recovered this deer, and so far I've only lost one deer with my bow, and that was my first time hunting out of state. It was in Kentucky. So you know, I had that, you know, just so much stuff that's going through your head. But you know, hopefully you guys can learn from this and really take, you know, that experience and not make the same mistake. You know, take your time with your shots. The deers, usually they don't know that you're there. Talk yourself down and really walk yourself through it, because it's really easy to pick up the bow and then just fling one out there. It's not like you're at the range. The deers are moving. You know, they'll jump the string. Usually within 20 yards, they're not likely to be able to move faster than your arrow is going. But there's a lot that comes into play when the time comes. So so here's the video, and I'll put some pictures in there of the actual arrow and the recovery. And thanks again to Mike Patton for coming out and actually helping us find this buck. Otherwise, I don't think we would have him. But he was a pretty good sized little dude. Nothing major, but you know, honestly, you know, I'm kind of a meat hunter, so whatever comes out that's legal and it's not totally tiny, then I'm pretty much gonna go ahead and put it in the freezer. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching Swamp and Stomp, and stay tuned. And hopefully this you guys can learn from this. I sure did. Take care. If you look past the tip of my arrow and a little off to the right, you'll see the deer starts moving right there.
.30. It was a pretty bad shot, but we got a dog to recover it. The dog just found the deer.
He's never a sweet dog.
Get him, Max.
Good boy, Max. Come on. Come on. Look, yeah. Did he go out and come back in?
So you want to continue the video?
So he went out, came back in, huh? He's right there. Yep, that's that same fork horn.
Got him.
Oh yeah, look, you totally sliced him open.
Ooh.
That's exactly what we said.
We got an Uber. He works for beer.